what steps do you think that our governments and our institutions should be taking to tackle something like peripartum depression and just perinatal mental illness in general?
Mhm. So first of all, I would say awareness and education. So governments should prioritize public health campaigns, awareness campaigns, to educate the communities about perinatal mental illness. These campaigns should target both women and men, and should emphasize the importance of detection, early detection, help seeking, and usage of services. And the second step that I would suggest is the need to improve screening and identification. So across Europe, only 8 countries have actually screening or PPD guidelines. I can't even say that how many have screening programs generalized, so universal screening programs. We can eventually count them by the fingers of our hands. So implementing screening programs is, in fact, an important step to address by governments. Then, besides, of course, if we have a screening program, we need to promote access to perinatal mental health services. So we have to boost and to support and fund these perinatal mental health services, and they can be integrated in the health service in general, or they can be community-based services. Some of these services, of course, they will all require resources, but some can be, for instance, some interventions are in groups, so this reduce the costs. Some of these interventions are implemented by peers, which can also reduce the cost somehow. And so these additional efforts to enrich our healthcare systems in what concerns perinatal mental health is another very needed step in Europe, which is impressive, right? Because we would expect Europe to be ready and well prepared across all countries to support these women, and this is actually not true at all. Another very important thing is to promote integrative care. So when we have physical perinatal health care and mental perinatal health care working together, because usually these services are separated and they do not dialogue in between them. And this is something that is very important as well. These comprehensive strategies to address perinatal mental health are critical so that women do not feel they are working on one side, on one service, and they are working with with a different team with a different perspective on the other service. So this should be integrated. Also, a very important thing is to provide these comprehensive support programs that can include counseling, support groups, parenting groups, home visits, programs that promote the involvement of partners or family members. These broader and comprehensive programs are very needed as well, not only focus on the healthcare care providers. And finally, fund research, right? This is a very important thing as well. We know much already about perinatal depression, but there is still a very long path to go. The field of the biomarkers is a very interesting one. So if we can find biomarkers or vulnerability factors that are biologically based, that we could somehow could help us understand what are the profiles of women that can be more at risk or that can respond better to different treatments. This could be also a very nice step to into the perinatal, to boost the perinatal mental health support and healthcare services.